saw, yeah, let's come together. I know. They say you're not there, we stand, but there we fall. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget that. You from Lova County, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa Sessu. I'm a bad way on your river. I'm up on the fine way. Kabila, Kriwako. I love Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I love Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I was raised in the slum, but I chilled with my guns. Kept it on the low, but we fought for the bones. True son of the soul, I'm a prince in my own. Never gonna lie, me, I love LIB. Even though it's far, when we show we can face it. It's not a prophecy, I know that we can rise again. Holding my hand, I holding your own. United, we stand, divided, we fall. So that's what I say when I come with ball. When I chillin' on that side, and I get no bro. I got L to the O to the V and the E. If we fighting together, we can conquer this team. From the east to the west, then waving the flag from the north to the side. Yeah, that's joining the team. You go where you pella, you love my crown. Who kill it? Who got
I love Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Mama was born, yeah. Papa was born, yeah. The whole soul, yeah, the hand is born, yeah.
Okay, good evening, fellow Liberians. Good evening. What a pleasant way to welcome you this evening to the program, Open Conversation. The best thing happening on radio at about this time in Liberia is your most informative current affairs program, Open Conversation on EOBC 99.9. My name is Washington Tarpeh Jr., and this is how I would like to welcome my host. Good evening.
How are you? After a long weekend, it's good to be back.
Exactly. So how has your weekend been?
Wonderful. Working very hard, but wonderful. That's what we choose to do.
Exactly.
So we love doing it.
So today we are here to start up the week and do the Liberian people's job again. Last week was a real good time for us. We had wonderful moments. We had great interviewers. We have a lot of great things on the platform, and we're getting a lot of commendation. A lot of people are reaching out, and more besides, we're also providing a space to those, people from the other side to make their case. Everybody's making their case. So that's a good thing we're doing. So the program you're listening to is called Open Conversation on EOBC 99.9. Now, we'd like to go straightly into trending issues. But before we go into trending issues, my host is going to tell the Liberian people tonight who will be our guest.
Okay, so the ball has been centered, and we know that boots are rolled up, and scraps are what? What do they say? Boots are scrapped, and sleeves are rolled. And so campaign open on Saturday, thanks to the National Elections Commission. NEC is on course with her, official schedule for elections. We're in August already. September, October 10, we go to elections. So all of the political parties, are up and are ready to showcase their candidates. All of the, how do you call them, legislative candidates, and also, everybody's ready. Everybody who's participating in these elections has an opportunity now to go and put your whatever up, your placards, your banners, your whatever way. Paraphernalia you have to showcase yourself as a candidate running for an electoral post, running to be a representative, a senator, or a president of the country. So it started on on Saturday, and by the time we woke up on, Saturday morning, we already saw a lot of things. I will be talking about some of them today. So we all know that, campaign has started in Liberia. And so this evening on Open Conversation, we're opening the conversation with the official spokesperson of the official spokesperson of the Coalition for Democratic Change and chief propagandist of the We Are Intellectual Movement, Councillor Kanio Bai Gbala will be our guest this evening. That's our prime guest on Open Conversation. We'll be talking more about what their party, the CDC, has to offer the Liberian people now that campaign has started. What do they have in store for the Liberian people? We already have started seeing some dates in what the CDC is gearing up for as we go to elections. We hope that the official spokesperson of the party will be able to answer our questions this evening on Open Conversation. Before we do that, we have to talk about what's trending in our country. So I'll come back to you.
Exactly. So trending issues, these, major happenings over the week, over the day has, Liberia, most especially we're going to be having intriguing trending issues because these are political times. In these political times, a lot of political activities will happen. But trending issue, the president, the campaign chair of the CDC and ECOWAS has, reacted differently to what happened on Saturday with the CDC youth. With the parade of the casket and the photograph of the former Vice President Joe Boyka, that incident was been condemned by President Weah. That means that he expressed a serious dismay in the action of the young people that support him, and I think that was a leadership position to do. Those people supporting the president should not do anything that will make people to point fingers at the leadership and the administration of the president. So the president and the campaign chair, and as well as ECOWAS, they condemned that act. And the president signed up to the Farmington Agreement, and within the Farmington Agreement, they talked about hate speeches, they talk about provocative, campaign practices. In the Farmington Agreement, there were a lot of things that were in that agreement that prevented people from getting into things that were being inimical when it comes to the campaign activities. So if you support the president, you believe in the president's administration, his leadership, and all of the things that you think he's doing in the monumental investments that he's making in the country, then what you should do is to ensure that peace and stability is ensured in the country. So a leadership position was taken by the president to have denounced the action by those people, and I think it was very, very astonishing. And the campaign chair, Eugene, and we also did same, and ECOWAS as well. So I think we are getting on a good path, Tetee.
Obviously we are, and like you said, kudos to the campaign team. That happened on Saturday and came out with a press release, right, hitting the nail on the head and saying that this is uncalled for as we go to elections. Let it be about the issues and let's talk about what we have done. I think that, all of the parties, including the CDC with the We Are Intellectual Movement, they have been running with, what the president has done. And they have said that the president is going to be elected on, what he has done for the country. Whatever, development he has brought to Liberia is what the Liberian people are going to see, and they're going to re-elect him. And so that was just another, act that was really, really not called for. And it was good that the campaign team came up and condemned it. And then the president on Sunday went to service and he didn't let that slide. He talked about it and he says he is this person who is projecting peace as always, and it's not a good thing that people who support him would do such a thing. So we believe that going forward, we're not going to see such a thing. It's going to be based on the issues and not,
personality,
triviality.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's a good thing, and we say thanks to the Coalition for Democratic Change for coming up and saying, this is not called for, and we're not going to continue in this form and manner.
Yes. But something is happening. Something is happening with our next door neighbor, Sierra Leone. The former dismissed chief superintendent of the Sierra Leone National Police was arrested in Liberia on Friday. We tried reaching out to the police spokesperson, but he said that he will reach. He will later communicate
he
with
hasn't
us.
been able to call us back. Okay, so we know that last week we heard that there was a release from Sierra Leone that those who attempted a coup in Sierra Leone, the Sierra Leone government said they were getting hold of those people, they were arresting those people. Later did we know that one of those who was dismissed from the Sierra Leonean police is in Liberia, and only when he got arrested before we got to know that. And we're hearing that there are reports that they want him, taken back to Sierra Leone for trial, and they are saying that he is the main man behind the whole thing. He is the mastermind behind the coup, and he's been hiding in Liberia all these months, and they want him back. But whatever the situation is, we don't know. We placed a call to Moses Carter, who said he was going to get back to me, but he has not done that. He said they're coming up with a release, and as far as we know, since Friday, he has been in police custody. The Sierra Leonean authorities are trying hard to get him, extradited to Sierra Leone for him to be tried for whatever charges have been brought against him. We don't know as of yet what is going to happen. Tomorrow we might update you. We will try to get words from, if the release is not up yet, from the Liberian National Police. We are told that he has been forwarded to court today. So we don't know what is happening overnight. We have not gotten words from Moses Carter. And when we get words, when we're here tomorrow evening, we'll update you on that.
Exactly. So these are things that are trending, and the Benson Street mosque made some clarification today, because I think the mosque was been lambasted by a few group of people who are attaching the mosques or religious centers to these political acts. Very good. Yes. So at the president, and I know that the president worshipped with the mosques over the week, and
it was Friday, so it's part of CDC. When they were about to get into campaign season, because Saturday campaign opened, Friday they visited. They visited the mosque to pray for peace. Okay, so when that happened, some members of the party, he said Muslims for we are, and some kind of way they call them. The imam called them are the ones who, because the president was going there, put the CDC banner on the mosque, and as a result of that, they were lambasting the imam of the mosque that he has given the mosque to the Coalition for Democratic Change, and he came out today and said, what, this is something we do for everybody. We did not see the banner there, and because by the time we came outside, the whole place was already crowded. But this is a place where everybody is welcome, and it's not a political ground. And if you want to come here and pray for anything in this nation, you were given the opportunity. It's not only for the CDC, it's for any political party, anybody who feels that they want to pray with us, concerning any other thing that is a threat they believe to the nation, or they want to pray for peace. We are open to do that. So
exactly. So
it says the mosque is not for CDC, it's not for Unity Party, it's for every Liberian.
Exactly. Okay. And I think what he said today was laudable. So today, the former Vice President Joe Bwaka is back into the country, and
we have the pictures.
Yeah, and we saw we saw the same. We saw everything that happened, and we were following the trends. We were watching, and we saw. You listened to the commentator.
Can we have the videos on the screen now? I thought the former vice president being the biggest opposition, we say, party in the country to the CDC. In these kind of times, he was not here when campaign was opened on Saturday. We heard that he was going to be in country on the 2nd. Fortunately or unfortunately, he's here today on the 7th. And any serious political party that is expecting their standard bearer in the country will put up a show. But that didn't seem to be the case today at the Roberts International Airport.
This would have been the first political monumental expression.
Yes, he will come to the airport and you will see the turnout. People, we always argue about crowd in this country, right? And if you wanted it to just be, on a low, fine. Then let's just keep it on the low, right? But if you publicize it and say Ambassador Bwaka is coming home today, and the people who are in Montserrat County who support the Unity Party will not turn out in their numbers today to, welcome their standard bearer back home, I don't think that was, fair to them, to Ambassador Bwaka, neither to the party. And we saw, the momentum was not there. The people who went there, Jeremiah Cohn, there are reports that he was denied visa because there were reports that he should have been in the States with Ambassador Bwaka, but that did not happen. He was at the airport with the quote-unquote rescue mother. But the joy, I didn't see that. And I want the video. I didn't see, I didn't see the joy in the faces and Ambassador Bwaka when he came out of the terminal. He just walked a little bit, just like for 1-2 minutes, like a minute or two. Yeah, and then he was whisked back into his vehicle to leave. And for me, they didn't put up a show today that we expected that the partisans of the Unity Party would not turn out today to welcome. And they had a very wonderful weather today, unlike the CDC that had this thank you rally for the president, and it rained from night till morning till the end of that day, but they showed up. So I thought it was a minus on the part of the Unity Party not to turn out, their people not to turn out today at the Roberts International Airport to welcome their political leader in a style and faction like we're ready, because campaign is already open and our sleeves are rolled, our boots are already on and strapped, and we're ready to hit the ground running. That did not seem that way to me today.
Like you said, Tetee, you see the coming of Ambassador Bwaka in the country today, the Unity Party, the very start of the campaign, because his coming into the country, is the opening, is the genesis of the campaign for the Unity Party, to be honest. So we expected, right? We expected a number that would have been unimaginable. It kind
that
of
would scare all the other political parties, including the incumbent CDC.
Very good.
Yeah, but that wasn't the case.
Very good. So when
it was so cool and slow, and everybody was just walking like they're pushing them to, the way I saw Ambassador Bwaka walk. Okay, it's all.
As you can see, thousands of supporters have come at the Roberts International Airport to welcome the former vice president and so Honorable Joseph Bwaka. And he's walking out to talk with his supporters. As you can see here, thousands of Liberians are all outside here.
right, so
the producer, you know, Bala came out to speak to his. So
All right. So, you see, I was being a little, observant. You talked about the mobilization. I think the Unity Party, the welcome, like you said earlier, the welcoming of the former Vice President, Mr. Joe Boyka, should have taken a serious stage of mobilization. And the next thing is that you would have seen, the multiplicity of people out in the street, particularly to the Roberts International Airport, the party headquarters in the streets of Monrovia, to have informed the Liberian people that yes, indeed, we have rolled our sleeves and we are up and ready to send a clarion call, a strong message that we from the opposition Unity Party, we are ready. And I just thought that there were certain slogans in that, welcome back, Joe Boyka, welcome back, receiving stuff that weren't really necessary, like day by day walking, dead man wake up, and all that kind of stuff. They weren't necessary. You are giving, certain statements, the authenticity to what was been altered. Like someone said, the man is dead, the man is this, the man is all kind of stuff. So I think there are certain political statements, being altered, in that welcome back campaign stuff. They were necessary, in my own personal opinion. But I think the mobilization had a problem. And bringing the old man, the former the state man, and the former vice president back into the country, we would have seen, the large number of people, the kind of people we have expected to have seen, But you saw the view, Tetee.
The party needs to do better. In my mind, they need to do better. Obviously, people will say stuff, and especially when you have so many people. At a place, they will say stuff. But for me, the takeaway this evening for me is that, that was not well organized, whether you like it or not. I know the Unity Party people would defend this because they didn't do better, but I know they too know that they didn't do better coming out of the U.S. where Ambassador Boyka went to attend his granddaughter's wedding ceremony when serious campaign has opened on Saturday, and you're welcoming your stand-up bearer back to the country. That kind of crowd that they polled today, that is not a crowd for a serious opposition, and they need to step up their game.
Exactly.
And if they don't, if they take it lying down, then it's a minus for them.
Exactly.
Because I know the CDC would not have the president of the Republic of Liberia coming back home at a time like this when campaign has opened and he's not in the country and coming back home, and then you just have few persons gathered over there. And even Ambassador Boyka, who came out of the terminal, he just walked for like 1 minute 30 seconds, and then I saw the so-called rescue mother turning her back, and then before I saw it, he was told to go back into the car. The commentator said he was about to address the audience, but that did not happen, and he had to go back into his car. Obviously, he might have been tired from a long flight, but again, all of those things should have been arranged because you want to show that you have that exuberance. You are, you were okay because campaign has opened, but that did not show today, and I thought, it wasn't a good sign for the Unity Party people.
These times are times that you execute your political
show your
exuberance.
strength.
Exactly, and the political tenacity that you have. But like you said, these things weren't observed. So we
observed them, but the Unity Party didn't take note of these things, and we know that
Yeah. So to conclude current event, Mr. Cummins spoke over the week. He talked about the Unity Party cannot be entrusted with the leadership of the country he brings a better option. He will better lead the country than the platform being presented by the Unity Party. He spoke about Mr. Bwaka's Unity Party being in leadership for over the last 12 years, unable to manage the issue of corruption. Talk about integrity. He talked about a lot of things that he coming has come to the political pedestal with impeccability. So we were just trying to weigh his assertion.
He launched his campaign, and the crowd over there was not even encouraging. I'm not sure he was even happy about the kind of people he saw at that ceremony. Whether we like it or not, the crowd sends a signal. And it was 2 days ago or what, that it was on Saturday that he had a program,
yes.
And that was very encouraging. Nothing Mr. Cummings has said that he hasn't said before. He still says the same thing over and over. I think he needs to polish it better. But again, it is what it is. But he always says the same thing over and over. He says Bwaka is not ready to lead because he was in power for 12 years. He squandered opportunities. This is not news to Liberian people because that's what people know the former vice president from 12 years rule in the Unity Party. He says that this government is corrupt. He says that, he is the most prepared candidate. How do we know that you're the most prepared candidate? What's your past, a record? What has been your involvement with Liberians, with Liberia, aside from Coca-Cola? What has been your involvement with the country? When he went to Maryland County, it didn't even seem that he comes from Maryland County. The welcome he got in Maryland County was not the one you would get from the county of origin. So he has a lot of work to do. He has to tell us, the Liberian people something.
He was also talking about, the issue of this corruption. If you want to blame people on being connected to people who are deemed and named corrupt, then you just look in your cycle.
Look in your cycle. There are people in your cycle who Liberians know as being corrupt. So you will not deal with NGs when you are elected president. But again, when you're talking about you are the best suited for the job, then the people who surround you must be people with character, with impeccable character. But if you have people who are known for corruption, and that is the crowns they wear in this country, then it tells us that you're not a serious person. And the Liberian people cannot take you to be a serious person. You says, he who comes with equity must come with clean hands. But you cannot be the only clean man, assuming to be the only clean man and surround yourself with people who hands have been falling in the cookies jar.
You're professing to be clean. You get Louis Brown. You get Louis Brown around you. You get the rest of the other people who have questionable character, detestable character, and then you are questioning the ability of other people, when it comes to leadership. So I think we're pressed against time. Let's go to the lines.
So the CDC is going to officially launch the CDC National Victory Campaign, on the 7th of September. But there are a series of things that the party seems to be involved with. But again, when Councillor Bai Gbala is here, we'll talk more about that. Exactly. So let's go to the lines and hear what you have to say concerning trending issues in our country this evening on Open Conversation. Let's keep it civil this evening on Open Conversation. 080-514-096 is the number to call, and you'll be live on the show.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
I'm Joseph Kule calling from District 1.
Montreal County?
Montreal County, District 1.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I just want to commend you people for the topic discussion. Well, I want to tell Tetee, is it Tetee in studio?
Yes, go ahead.
All right, Tetee, all the time you used to target people really used to listen to your show, but now you become biased to CDC.
So what are you listening to? Not the show you're listening to now?
Yeah, I listen to it because...
Biased in what way now?
So are you biased in your listening to?
Hello.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Oh, but I will ask you a question, Papa.
yeah, TV people need to listen to you. You need to talk some things like people will listen to, but they start and you just make busy to be for CDC people.
I say, you what party you for?
I'm for any party.
So why are you listening and saying only for CDC people?
Yeah, but like my brother listening to it because.
But then how you say I'm making it be for only CDC people? You have not listened to Liberty Party people, Unity Party people on the show. You have not listened to Liberty Party people on the show.
For the past 6 months, I'm not listening to Liberty Party people.
Okay, keep listening. Yeah,
you got it wrong. You got it wrong. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I think we have a problem. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you come from?
This is Julius Severly alias Joey Apiki, and I call you from Banga City, Bon County.
Go ahead, Joey Apiki.
Well, thank you for the show. You know, your analysis is quite correct. I got one problem with our father, Joe Walker, the former past president.
Okay.
You claim to be a clean hand, right? But your surrounding is dirty. Then are you clean? All those people that you have behind, they are people who their hands are in the old cookie jar. It's almost like recycling liquor. You know, when you recycle liquor, the chemists know what can happen when you recycle liquor, it becomes bad. So I don't think the Liberian people will be able to farm it and lick it by taking Unity Party again.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good evening. What's your name and where you come from? Good evening. Hello. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, but you're not coming in clear. That's what I'm. Hello.
Just change your location.
Can you shift a little bit? Then I'm sure.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you getting me now?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Watch you and Tetee this evening. This is Bobby Abu Meska.
I forgot, Bobby. Were you at the airport?
Oh no.
Eh?
No.
Why you didn't go there?
Malaria, I'm not too worried.
Yeah, malaria is still calling, but you have to go to the airport.
No, I have to on the show.
Hey man.
Bobby, the way you come in, I don't want to cut you up so you can say this that because you need to answer some questions here. They say you can call. They say you need the party people can call on the show.
Bobby, can you shift a little
move
bit?
from where you are. If you inside here, outside small, the network is bad. We don't want to cut you off.
Go to that place where you normally call us.
No, Bobby,
we can't continue with you, man. Yeah. Good evening.
Yeah?
Good evening. What's your name and where you come from, sir?
What?
What's going on? Hello.
Well, You're coming in broken. Let me see whether I didn't want to take calls from this phone, but it's like I will have to do that because let me try this phone and see.
Good evening.
Hello, Tetee.
Yes. How are you, Mama? Mama Rita.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mama.
Yeah, Tetee.
Oh.
The reason that you say you fired the call, you now cancel because you now insulting. During the 12 years, they were all ELBC insulting people. That what you are doing. So they want you to do the same thing. Even for citizen to go on our platform, they need to allow it. They don't want to go on their platform. But today, they have the opportunity to go on our platform. So now when you see you say you buy us, but you still listening to the show you calling there, nobody cutting you up. So no people they know what to say. Why they go me, Joseph Walker today? They should have now to be taught.
That the main question there, that ain't making it make sense.
You know what I mean? Political system tell that they can be OB Gbala, your son of Dara. You know what I mean? When I see this, after that road, nobody will go there again. So let them put their truth. They tell us, damn man, watching the one kind of stuff.
Yeah, big you. Yeah, Bobby. Pobe?
Pobe, he go off again. And I say, Pobe needs a proof of
yeah.
Well, we take only 2 more callers and then we go to our guests. Only 2 more.
Good evening. Good evening. Hello.
Okay, let me take this caller here because I don't know what's happening there. Good evening. They kind of good evening. You talking to me and I say, what you say? Go ahead.
Okay. Actually, Junior Francis was speaking from the electoral district now.
Okay, Julius. Okay, let's hear you.
The youth coordinator for agency.
Let's hear you.
As we are speaking, man, just that. I will move there from the land now.
Just say your own. Leave that woman, please.
She was speaking in terms.
I said, say your own. Say your own. Leave the woman alone, please.
And we talking about political leader at this political time. You don't discuss somebody, political leader. While the citizen did the content, actually it was not fair.
Okay.
So in cafe, putting another political leader, ballot people on it, carrying it around.
I totally agree with you. It was not good.
So actually we need peace.
That's true.
Some of our position, but where the two belong, we have to place it there.
That's true.
Exactly.
So the whole program is all about peace. So we want peace.
Oh.
Your money finito. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if we can take it. Fine.
I think our line is off, so get it back on. Yeah. Good evening. Good evening. I think we can prepare for our guest.
I don't know what's happening to our
Yes,
lines.
I think we have a
evening.
terrible issue with that line.
Well, it's like when it's raining, there's a problem. Hello, are you getting us? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, then go ahead then.
Yeah.
Calling from Lofa?
Yeah.
It's still not.
You're coming in broken. It's difficult for us to get you. Sorry, we have to leave it at that because our line, we'll use another line, alternative line, when we're taking calls because it seems still this line, it's not so good. So do we have Mr. Bai Gbala ready for us this evening?
Is it good? Okay.
Mr. Campaign Spokesman, good evening. How are you, sir?
Can we have his line on?
Oh,
Good evening, TT. Can you hear me?
it's my bad. Please go ahead.
Good
We're
evening,
not getting you
TT. Can you
first.
hear me?
Yes, you're loud and clear. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm holding up quite nicely. I'm fine. I'm holding up quite nicely.
Okay.
Great. So let's go straight into it because we ate up some of your time already. Campaign has been officially opened by the National Elections Commission since Saturday. What's up?
Well, as
You
you
hit the
know,
ground running with a Thanksgiving service, but that was distracted earlier in the day with a fallout. Seeing some of your young people toting caskets. So what's up?
well, the campaign and the president have spoken at length on this matter. Well, and the campaign and the president have spoken at length on this matter, and it is said that we have a history of maintaining the peace in this country. For over 12 years, we have a history of maintaining the peace in this country. For over 12 years, the party has staff. Then we will continue to maintain and keep the peace. Then we will continue to maintain and keep the peace. The president was very clear in his remarks during service this Sunday when he spoke. The president was very clear in his remarks during service this Sunday when he spoke.
Councillor Bai Gbala, I'd like to ask you whether you watch it. Do you have another device on? Because we're getting bad feedback.
Yeah, even me, I'm getting the feedback. What if, can I be on your screen and then call you on WhatsApp? Even me, I'm getting the feedback. What if, can I be on your screen and then call you on WhatsApp and you just amplify my voice?
But it sounds better now. Did you cut something off?
No, I mean, it's still the same.
Because it's like two things are on. It's like you have something.
No, I mean, it's still the same.
Go ahead, but it's sounding better. Go ahead. Let me hear you. Let me see whether you continue to be.
Yes, but as an alternative, you could maintain me on the screen, and I can phone you on WhatsApp. Yes, but as an alternative, you could maintain me on the screen, and I can phone you on WhatsApp. And then, because there is still like a feedback coming in. I think I should have come into the studio. I just thought there's still like a feedback coming in. I think I should have come into the studio. I just thought
I told you.
Yes, but then again, I'm still at the campaign headquarters. We have a whole hectic week ahead of us. Yes, but then again, I'm still at the campaign headquarters.
Okay.
We have a whole hectic week ahead of us.
It's sounding better. Let's hear you.
Go
ahead. Let's hear you. You're coming in.
Let me try you on WhatsApp and you see what it sounds like. Because there's a lot of feedback coming my way. Let me try you on WhatsApp and you see what it sounds like. Because there's a lot of feedback coming my way.
Okay, good. So this is Open Conversation on ELBC Radio, and we're talking to the campaign spokesperson of the Coalition for Democratic Change, Councillor Bai Gbala. Okay, let's hear you. Because you have all two on now, so it's a problem. You have to cut off one.
Okay, so I'll just shut this one down.
Okay.
How is it right now?
Yeah, better.
Good. Can you hear me very well?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
So you were asking me a particular question when we started. Do you mind reposing the question?
I was saying that, campaign has officially opened. You started with, going to the mosque. The president was at the mosque, and then you hit the ground running with a Thanksgiving service. And I thought you had a concert, but that was distracted earlier in the day with a fallout when we saw some of the young people of your party, carrying casket.
I still having a problem there.
Well, hello?
We're hearing you. Go ahead, please.
Well, this is what I will say on this matter. The CDC as a political institution is a party of peace. The president, His Excellency Dr. George Manewia, is a man of peace. The CDC has a history when it was an opposition political party of maintaining the peace throughout our period in opposition. When the president spoke yesterday, and not only did the president speak, which tells you the degree to which this campaign is going to be issues-based and devoid of violence or name-calling or all of the negative propaganda that other people are accustomed to, the president was clear and he said that, look, seditions, reactions, whoever you are, wherever you are, there is so much that we have to our credit a lot of tangibles that this president has achieved that we will use and can use in our re-election efforts. We are not going to engage in violence. In fact, he was very clear, categorically clear when he said that it will never happen again. So from the position of the campaign and from the position of the president, this whole idea that people want to exploit an isolated casket toting incident is done with. We are beyond that. We are peaceful people, and we are going to proceed in peace. We've hit the ground running. We are leading the debate. We've established the benchmark. We are saying that President Weah will win on his record, and we've challenged them. Let's have a conversation on the record.
What measures have you put in place to avert any repeat, to ensure, effective coordination of your, open engagements going forward?
Well, we put together a very comprehensive campaign schedule, which we've published, and that tells you the degree of transparency that exists in our organization, in the Mighty Coalition for Democratic Change. We put together a very comprehensive campaign proposal, which details how we're going to engage over the period of the campaign. Between now, which is August 7th, and the 15th, if I may jump into talking about the plans that are underway, the president will spend time in Montserrado County. He will spend time in the capital city. He will spend time visiting and engaging with citizens within the 17 districts of Montserrado County. He will kickstart this endeavor by visiting districts 7 and 8 on tomorrow. During that period, he will engage with marketers, ordinary people. He will walk through the district and he will shake hands and he will get to engage with ordinary people in districts 8 and district 7 on tomorrow. On August 9, he will visit districts 14 and 16 in Montserrado County. Not exactly a replica of what happened in the previous districts, but there will also be a number of activities in those districts. Because the president is a friend of the poor and the ordinary and common people, he will be spending a lot of time with people like those, sitting with them, listening to them, hearing what their issues are, to prepare him as we finalize our campaign manifesto for the next 6 years of continuing to lift our people out of poverty. On August 10, he will visit districts 9 and 10. On August 11, he will visit districts 11 and 12. On August 12, he will visit districts 6 and 5. On August 14, he will come to my own homeland in Montserrado County. He will visit district 2 and district 3, where I reside, and we will give him a very rousing welcome to district 3. It will be important that I have said to all of these people who know us in our district as National Campaign Spokesman, and the fact that I reside in district number 3, that will give the biggest welcome to the president when he comes to district number 3. You will see that the development that has occurred in that district, particularly the pipeline road, also on district 4, but 7 people in district number 3, the Soul Clinic Road, the road that leads into Johnsonville, the improvement that he's brought to the lives of ordinary people. On that basis, we give him a very resounding welcome in district number 3 when he comes there on the 14th of August. On the 15th of August, the president will visit district number 13 and 15, and he will interact with his people as well, meeting with ordinary people, marketers, business owners, small business owners, church people, amongst others. And on the 16th, he will visit district number 17. And on the 16th, that will be his last visitation within Montserrat County.
Okay.
And in that, he will conclude his visiting in Montserrat County, and he will then begin to engage the larger counties or the other counties.
Okay, before we go to the counties, before we go to other counties aside from Montserrat, I want to stick with Montserrat a little bit, because I hear, is it that, is the president, I know I heard you say that the president is going to engage with the citizenry, and he's going to hear from them, you know, what they have on their plate, so that that can be incorporated in, you know, the party's manifesto for the next 6 years were he to be elected president. Is the president going to also be dedicating projects in these districts in Montserrat County?
I'd like to provide a little bit of correction, Titi. I know this was probably inadvertent when you made a statement that were he to be elected. I'd like to correct you and say when he is elected president. It's important to point that out, that we know we have the numbers and the president is going to be elected. So it's not a question of where, it's a question of when.
Okay, so we're going to elections, Mr. Spokesperson. We're going to elections as a competition. So that's why I asked the question the way I asked the question. So if you're 100% sure that the president is going to be elected, fine. So is the president going to?
Sure.
Oh, 1,000. Great. Good for.
2,000% sure that the president will be elected.
Okay, good.
He will be elected on the first ballot.
On the first ballot.
I've said this before, TT, and I'll say this again, right? The president has no competition. Insofar as
you really think that?
It's considered.
You really think that the president has no competition? And
insofar as his development CV is concerned, insofar as his political record is concerned, insofar as the development he's carried out all across the 15 counties that have affected the lives of Liberian people is concerned, the president has no competition.
Now let me tell you. Let me hold you there a little bit. One thing, Ambassador Boaka, you know, is, you know, the Unity Party is considered now, you know, the lead opposition party in the country. The standard bearer arrived in the country today. He was in the U.S. and he said something I picked up. I was listening, you know, the last time he spoke on the 30th of July, and he was talking about, you know, in 2016, I asked the people when we were going to celebrate the July 26th, I told them, I asked them, I said, what is there to celebrate? What are we celebrating after, you know, all these years? And the people of the Unity Party were not happy that he made such a comment, and that was something that made them to see him differently, although he served under the Unity Party government. But that was in 2016. He realized that, you know, the country was going nowhere. Liberian people hearing that, don't you think they're going to say, okay, this man has a heart for the country, because he says that's his slogan, think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. And you say the president does not have any competition. And you're saying that because, you know, you want people to just listen. What is the, you know, why do you think that the president doesn't have a competition?
Titi, mark my words, and I'll say this, and I'll say this again. We are not sloganeers. Let Ambassador Boakai and his Unity Party engage in sloganeering and forming Think Liberia, Live Liberia, but don't practice how to build Liberia. They are good in devising slogans and blueprints, but when it comes to practice, they are severely lacking. And I will say this now, and I want you to put me on the record, TT. And my name is Kanio Bai Gbala, and I'm telling you, I'm saying put me on the record. President Weah has no competition insofar as his development record is concerned. If we put each of them down, all of them, the so-called, you know, they consider themselves as competitors, but if we take the data, if we take the history, if we take the record over time and compare and lay it side by side, we can be very clear with you, TT, that the president has no competition. Who has built more roads in the history of Liberia than President Weah? Name that person and I will tell you there is competition. Who has built more hospitals in the history of Liberia than President Weah? Name that person and I'll show you who the competition is. Who has put more students in the University of Liberia in the shortest possible time than President Weah? Name that person and I'll tell you there's competition. Until you can do so, who has affected the lives of young students all across the 15 counties by paying waxy fees in Nimba, in Granjide, in Bomi, in Riverses, in Grambassa? No political leader has ever done this before. Only President Weah. Is there a competition? There can never be a competition. There are people who want to compete. That does not make them competition. We're very clear. The issue here is not about winning, because President Weah will win massively on October 10. The issue is about the margin. How do we win? That's what we are concerned about. So we're clear on that.
Okay, so answer my question. Is the president going to be dedicating projects in Montserrat as he visits these districts?
I'll just talk to clarify on the first part. Look, the president has done a lot during the first 5 years of his term, and we're nearing the close of that. As we speak, there are a number of ongoing projects in several places across this country, and the president will have the opportunity to review and see all of these projects that are ongoing. For example, in PHP, we have the PHP Sports Park that is nearing completion. I'm sure the president will want to see what is going on over there, but there are a number of things that are there. The president has done more construction than dedication. At this point in time, we are consolidating and making plans for the second term to entrench development in this country. So he will be reviewing a lot of what he has done, TT.
Okay, so the president goes on August 16 to district number 17. What happens after August 16?
After August 16, we move to Bomi County. Between August 17 and August 18, we'll be in Bomi County, and we'll be engaging with the citizens of Bomi. I'm very sure that Bomi that we have done so much for in terms of investment, amongst other things, the citizens are so eager to see the president, and he will spend time with his people in Bomi County between August 17 to August 18. After that, from August 19 to August 20, the president will spend time in Grand Cape Mount County, and he will spend time with his people, listening to them, hearing from them. What are your issues? What are the things that we've done that we can improve? What are the new areas that we should break ground for development in our country? How can we do this? The president will spend time in Grand Cape Mount between August 19 and August 20. August 21 to August 22, he will be in Bapolu County. In Bapolu, where for the first time in the history of this country, the president built the Emiratis Hospital. And in that county, that people never even thought it was possible to have a referral hospital, almost the same as JFK, or maybe even better than JFK because of the modern nature of the structure. The president will be in Bapolu. And the people will be in their thousands to welcome their president and to thank him for taking such a modern structure to Bapolu County. He will spend 2 days in Bapolu, August 21 to 22, and then he will depart. From the 24th to the 25th, the president will be back in Montserrat County, particularly in Monrovia. He will spend time having a number of political engagements in Montserrat County. These will consist of sectoral meetings with different groups that have different interests and are being involved with his agenda. They will probably involve the business community and other communities, and the president will spend that time again trying to understand more and more the needs of the Liberian people and how he can respond to those needs. After he concludes, if I may continue, Titi, are you there?
I'm right here.
After he concludes with his activities in Monrovia, 24th to 25th, he will move to Margibi County and spend the 26th to the 29th in Margibi County, a county that boasts of having an investment in rubber processing, $30 million established under President Weah and functioning now, employing thousands of Liberians in Weala. He will spend time in Bai Gbala County, and he will talk to his people, and he will fraternize with his people between August 26th to 29th. On the 30th, the president will have a series of political engagements. In the 31st to September 4th, the president will spend that time in Bai Gbala County. August 31st to September 4th, the president will be in Bai Gbala County. He will use that time to spend time with his kinspeople. As you know, the president is the son of a Bassa woman. Even though he is not a sectionalist, he's not a regionalist, he is not someone who brings development because of ethnicity. He has never preached ethnicity, but he will be in the county of where his mother hails from. I mean, in terms of ethnicity. And he will spend time with his people in Grand Paso from the 31st to September 4th. From the 5th to the 6th, if I may continue, he will have a series of political engagements. And on the 7th of September, we'll retreat back to Monrovia to have the CDC National Victory Campaign launch at the ATS Stadium here in Monrovia. So it's going to be a very colorful affair, but it will be an affair that is so people-centered, so driven by the president's desire to see and hear from his people on how he can improve their livelihood in Liberia.
So I'm sitting here and thinking, I'm thinking, why is the official campaign launch going to take place on September 7th? Is there any specific reason why? You've named all of these counties where the president will be going to, but and then you come back the whole of August and some parts a little more, early September, you will be in some counties in Montserrat. Then you come back on the 7th and then you are launching officially. What's the meaning of that? I don't understand.
Well, it's a question of methodology. As you know, the CDC, the Mighty Coalition for Democratic Change, holds some of the best minds that Liberia has seen. And part of our strategy is to get out and interact with the people. We're not in a rush to launch this campaign because guess what, TT? Our campaign was launched 5 years ago. From the day President Weah gave his inaugural speech, the campaign was launched. He was very clear. He was very emphatic in terms of the things that he wanted to see happen in our country. And he has systematically gone about implementing all of those things.
Did you say the president has implemented all of the things that he has promised the Liberian people?
No, I'm saying he's systematically going about the implementation of those things. Are all of them complete? No. But has implementation commenced with varying degrees of completion? Yes. And that's what I meant.
Okay.
And so campaign started for us many years ago. We started to do our work. The work is what is campaigning for us. And that's very clear that the president will win on his record.
Okay, so you launched campaign officially on September 7, because I hear about Grand Bassa, I hear about Magibi, I hear about Bapolu, Grand Cape Mount, Bumi, but there are still more counties. What happens after the official launch of the campaign? And is the president going to all of these? My question still continues. Is he going to all of these counties with his able lieutenant, the vice president?
Well, there's going to be a measure of both. She's going to have the vice president on some of the trail. Then there's some of those that she won't be there because, as you know, the vice president is a powerhouse, a political powerhouse in her own strength, in her own regard. This woman was senator of Bon County, right? She's broke a lot of records by becoming senator. Now she is vice president of Bon County, and she's led development in Bon County. There are a lot of women who've been inspired by her leadership in Bon County. And so, Manager Howard Taylor will also be having a series of engagements that we're going to release to the public. There will be a lot of those, especially political engagement in Monterrado, that she will partner with the president. but there'll be others that she will embark also on her own. But to your question, which is after the launch, what happens next? Was that the question?
Mm-hmm.
So after we launch on September 7th, as I indicated earlier, on the 8th, we hit the roads again. I mean, in the 9th to the 13th, we're in Bon County, and as you know, the Vice President is also in Bon County and leading the charge of emphasizing the development gains under the President in Bon County. So we'll spend the 9th to the 13th in Bon County. On the 14th, we have a number of presidential and political engagements back here in Montserrat. And on the 15th to the 20th, we head to Nimba. We'll spend the 15th to the 20th in Nimba, engaging with our people, looking at the Sanikwele Road that could not be constructed under the former regime for 12 years that we did after we came to power in 2019 by renegotiating the ArcelorMittal deal. We will talk about those and how else we can do better by the people in Nimba County, and to demonstrate that the president believes in Nimba. He has empowered Nimbayans. He has lifted Nimbayans to high levels in our government, and he is very committed to ensuring that development comes to Nimba, and it will be in Nimba from the 15th to the 20th.
That's 5 good days in Nimba County.
Pardon me?
5 good days in Nimba.
Oh, yes. You know, Nimba is a huge county, you know, and that's also where my ancestral roots are. So I'm very excited that the president is going to be spending 5 days in Nimba. While I'm there, I will make some time to run to Towe Town, where my roots are buried, to meet with my own people and talk to them about why it's important for us to support this president in Nimba County. So I'm looking forward to Nimba as well. And interestingly, right after Nimba, we go to Grand Jeddah, which is also my ancestral land. We'll spend the 21st to the 22nd in Grand Jeddah, and we'll be there, and I'll get the opportunity also to meet with my people there, the different groups that we are part of there in Grand Jeddah from 21st to 22nd. And then after that, we'll proceed to River G. And from River G, we go to Maryland. From Maryland, we go to Grand Cru. From Grand Cru, we go to Sino. From Sino, on October 1, we'll be in Riverside County. From Riverside, we come to Lofa County. Lofa, where the president has empowered a lot of the young sons of Lofa to bring actual development to that county, to bring leadership to that county. Leadership that is not about just talking and compelling other people to follow you without any clear dividends. Leadership that is about having people see what is important in terms of developing our country. And we'll be in Lofa from October 3rd to the 6th. And so I'm very, very sure that the Honorable Mayor of the city of Monrovia, Jefferson Koji, will be there. I'm sure Janga Ko will be there. I'm sure that Jesse Kobe will be there. I'm sure that Samora Pisa, Wolo Koli will also be there. And there are many citizens.
That's a full August and September. It's almost. It's August and September. This is huge.
It is very
huge. Is the president in good health and good spirit for this? August, September, hitting the road, running, you know, in all of these counties. What ship is he in for this?
Look, I kid you not. Yesterday when we were at service, right? The president spoke. And he made a particular statement that he addressed the National Campaign Manager, Honorable Eugene Nangwe. And he said, Mr. Chairman, I am charged. I am fired up. I am ready for campaign. Let me know when I can hit the campaign trail. He said that yesterday. The president is ready to do political battle because he knows that no one else in the political space matches what he has achieved over this period of time. And so he's ready. He's prepared. All of these places, he's in very good health.
This is the rainy season, Mr. Spokesperson. This is the rainy season. Do you have the logistics to campaign throughout the length and breadth of this country?
Our people live through these seasons, Tetee. The president is someone who has experienced extreme poverty growing up. He knows.
But he's the president now. To take the president from here and carry him to Maryland County, to Sino County.
But this will not be the first time. Look, I traveled with the president during the previous county tour. And I hit the road from here to Nimba, from Nimba to Grand Jede. From Grand Jede, we went to River G. From River G, we went to, where did we end up? A number of us. We went to Sasstown. We're in Sasstown. We slept by the beach in Sasstown.
Was it raining then?
House in Sasstown.
Was it raining then?
It was still raining.
Okay.
Why do people behave that like the rainy season is not part of our daily routine in this country? The ordinary people live through the rainy season. The president is an ordinary man.
So you have the logistics to go?
This is not about logistics. This is about willpower. This is about the idea that I will see my people and I will be with them. That is what the president is committing to being a part of his people and by being with them. So we made this campaign schedule because the president knows that it's important to be with his people and he's going to see them. And nothing like rain or logistics or all of those things that the other people complain about will stop this president from going to see his people. He's very clear about that. And so we're going to Lofa on October 3rd to the 6th. And we'll retreat to Monrovia on October 7th. And we'll have a series of different meetings, political engagements. The president will do that, recalibrate, reflect.
Because on the 8th, campaign closes, right?
What he has learned. Pardon me?
We close campaign on the 8th of October, right? According to the next schedule.
And that is what I was about to say.
Okay.
So after October 7th, when we have all of these engagements, the CDC, the Mighty Coalition for Democratic Change, under the leadership of His Excellency, Dr. George Manasseh Kozé, the country giant, we will officially close the CDC National Victory Campaign on October 8th.
Okay, my colleague has a question for you, and then I'll ask you one more question, and then we go to the lines.
Kanio, good evening.
Let's do that.
Good evening. Welcome again. I hope you're hearing me.
Very well. I can hear you.
It's a pleasure seeing you again. Kanio, a very quick one. We're talking about all of the counties. You're running through all of the counties in Liberia to ensure the president campaign messages have been articulated to the people in these different counties. But I grabbed something from your assertion about a very few counties. You're going to be spending 2 days in Bomi and Kitma counties, and you're going to be spending 5 days in Nimba County alone. You're going to be spending 4 days in Lofa County. Now, Mr. Bai Gbala, there are few counties at the Liberian people think that you have a problem with: the Montserrat County, Lofa County, Nimba County, and Bon County. If you retrospect, you didn't do too well in these counties. The past elections, the senatorial elections, you didn't do too well, and most of these counties, with the exception of some other people crossing over to the CDC, like Councilor Joseph Jala, who won the elections in Lofa County. But in Montserrat County, Senator Darius Dillon defeated you twice. In Nimba County, you have Senator Johnson and Senator Cole. In Bon County, CDC doesn't seem to be doing too well there. Now, how are you, engaging these counties, and what are the messages you are taking to the people in these counties, Councilor Bai Gbala?
Well, thank you for that question. There's a particular fallacy that we must correct, or I think an error in judgment that we must correct. I don't know why do people cite Dillon and the winning of a senatorial race when we are talking about the political B-52 being on the ticket of the Mighty Coalition for Democratic Change. President Weah is the most popular politician in the Republic of Liberia. No one, and I mean this and I'll say this again, has ever outclassed him statistically, politically in Montserrat County. Needless to talk about around the other 14 counties in the Republic of Liberia. So those statistics that they cite, I'm sorry to say, they have no basis and they cannot be applied to the current situation when the political B-52 is on the ticket. Let's dispatch with that. Now to the counties, I have argued before and with evidence that no political leader of any party, including a president, has engineered any policies that have affected the lives of the Liberian people as compared to President Weah. If I just take waxy fees and the free tuition at public universities all across Liberia, this is not just in Montserrat County, it's in Nimba, it's in Granjede, it's in Cape Mount, it's in Bapolu, it's in Lofa, everywhere. People have benefited from the policies of this president. And somebody wants to tell me that the president has not affected lives of people in those counties? That is totally unthinkable. The president is the only political candidate running for president that has a history and a record of affecting the lives of people in all of those counties. There is no competition there. So to your question, the message is that we will do more. We want the people of Liberia to give this president, this developmental-minded president, the opportunity to do more because he has done more than all of them combined before. And the history and the records demonstrate that, so he should be given an opportunity to do more in the future. That is what the second term is about. It's about doing more.
Okay.
We're going to do more.
Okay, so that is what the second term is about, and it's about President Weah doing more. My question before we go to the lines is that what kind of Liberia do you seek under President Weah second term?
Well, it's a continuation of the Liberia we have now, but I would say it is a continuation at a very accelerated level. President Weah has answered the questions of economic stability in the country. When we took over, when President Weah came to power, one of the issues we grappled with was economic instability. It was a country in recession. It was a country that was broke, could not pay its debts. The president has stabilized the economy. Because he had to take all of this time to stabilize the economy, there were certain aspects of our national development that he could not embark upon. When I listened to the president yesterday at that service, there was something he said. He said, look, there are things we're going to do, revolutionary things in our country. I have seen things abroad and I'll bring it to this country. So I think in the second term, and our manifesto is coming. We will release our manifesto very shortly. I'm not talking about that flyer that they got out with 5 letters on it. That's not a manifesto in our view. We're talking about a detailed macroeconomic strategy that looks at what we're going to focus on when the president wins. We're going to release that manifesto. And that manifesto will speak to the kind of country that President Weah envisions after he wins his resounding second term.
So you think Ambassador Abuaka's Think Liberia, Build Liberia, whatever Liberia, is an old story that Liberian people are not going to rely on?
Well, the only way you can predict the future, at least to a larger extent, is by looking at the past and looking at records. And that's why we've urged all of our people to think about these elections in terms of political record, not about sentiment, not about tribe, not about regions, not about ethnicity, but on the record. Ask them. They seek to lead you. Let them not come and tell you, I'm of this tribe, so therefore vote for me. Or our time. No. Let them tell you what they did before when they had power and were in positions of power and what they are going to do in the future. And I assure the Liberian people all across this country in the 15 counties, if we ask that question, the question will not be about who the person is. The question will be about what the person has done. And President Weah has done so much for this country
in very limited time, that he is unmatched at every level. None of them can challenge his record in health, in education, in infrastructure. We have the statistics, and there's no one that can challenge him. And therefore, that's why we're saying in the second term is even going to be far better than what you've seen in the first term.
The official spokesperson of that's for the Coalition for Democratic Change and chief propagandist of the We Are Intellectual Movement, Councillor Bai Gbala, is our guest this evening on Open Conversation. We're going to leave it at that for a while, and then we open up the lines for your own interactions with him. You've listened to him, the CDC standard bearer, the president of the Republic of Liberia, is about hitting the ground running, and you listen to all of the things they have to do. They're coming to your counties. And what do you make of that? Call us on the numbers. The phone lines are already ringing. So
080-514-0996. Good evening. Councillor Bai Gbala, I hope you're listening. Good evening.
Yes, I'm listening very well.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? Where you call from?
Yeah, thank you. I'm Emmanuel M. Tarpeh Jr.
Oh my gosh. Hello.
To yesterday guest, Kanio Bai Gbala, let me appreciate the coalition of the using language. The president elected based on what he has done, and I believe President Wilson has done exceptionally well as compared to the 12 years calamitous year we have on this country where in the garage. I wonder, become a new car.
Emmanuel.
They're going to give him a re-election for him to continue the developmental agenda.
Okay, Emmanuel. Thank you very much. Let's take this call. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Kiki.
Good evening.
This is Joseph, intellectual gladiator, Emmanuel military Tarpeh to be Fisher, calling you from District 16 to allow to be Fisher.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to appreciate the spokesman and Kanio Bai Gbala, your guest this evening, for that tremendous, excellent explanation about the great implementation that our president, Judge Manuel, is carrying on. And I want to applaud him for the hospital being built in Dapolu County. Dapolu people have suffered a lot for medical attention, and to carry hospital to that rural area, I want to applaud him for that. And I'm hoping that he will do a similar move in the second term so that the Liberian people can be changed. But, as a citizen and as we as in the country, we are still contemplating on if our presidents have left the seat and who shall.
I mean, we have reached that
so thank you very much. Let's take another call. Yeah.
Good evening.
I think he's still on.
No, he's off.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, in Washington.
Bobby.
Yeah, there is Bobby Abu Menska. Let me say good evening to your student guests. I joined the discussion from District 6, Tetee Gebro. When the campaign spokesman, Mr. Kanio Bai Gbala, sitting on the radio to say that the president do not have a competitor,
He can really hear you, He can really hear you,
But when it comes to the disco, make the president understand you have a competitor. If your competitor is Joseph Nima, you talk about rule. One very, very too sweet, right, to call, because he talk about rule that they have paid more rule. When I look in the Unity Party first 6 years, we paid $290 190 kilometers of road in this country. But the citizen government left, and Mr. Trump said, they have still 700 kilometers of road. And when you go down again, they said, when we enter the country after the war, we have a challenge with 12,000 kilometers of road in the country. And in all the years that we have spent in government, we face road for the Liberian people. We face road for here to be straight to
okay. Okay. You are the official spokesperson now for United Party. Thank you.
But we stand with a kind of Bai Gbala. When you come, and let them bring you to the table.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. They are the people. They were
All right.
Good evening. Welcome. Good evening.
Yeah. Brother Namwe, whatever, 14.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I want to ask your studio guy a question. Instead,
You're live. Go ahead. He's listening.
If you have no competitor, how will you get ready for police battle? Please answer that question for me, please.
Say that again.
If you have no competitor, how will you get ready for police battle?
Okay, he will answer you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening. We're doing good. What's your name and where you call from, sir?
This is Stephen Doyle, and I'm calling from Guru Whiskey.
Let's hear you.
Let me say thank you to the spokesman, Mr. Gbala. He's protected. And we can promise him that this president will go on a paved road and his second term with satisfaction. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very much. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
What's your name and where you call from, sir?
Thank you. I'm Joseph, and I joined the school from the Liberian County, Pribo, Southern District.
Go ahead, Joseph. You listen to Kanio Bai.
Yeah, thank you. We have been struggling, to have gotten Councilor Bai Gbala to also having on one of the talk show, but all of our efforts of getting his number, have not worked well for us. So if he can help us, then fine. We also want to grant him an interview on the speaker's radio.
Okay, so well, he will answer that. If he says, then we'll give you the number. But we don't even have your number, so I don't know how you're going to do that.
I can fill my number out.
Yeah, so say your number
say your number
out.
out.
Yeah, 0555
0555
222
222
066.
066. Okay, thank you very much. We will reach out to Councilor Bai Gbala. Thank you.
A pleasure.
Okay. Good evening. What's your name and where you call from, sir? Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. What's your name and where you call from?
I'm Prince. We are calling from Virginia, District 17.
Go ahead, sir. You listen to Councilor Bai Gbala. Make your...
Yeah, first I want to appreciate him for his stance. Well, he was not factual in most of his explanation. And I want to differ with him and his government because I don't consider myself as a part of this government because as we all know, District 17 has been abandoned by this particular government. Up to this time, District 17 is in darkness as if to say we are not in Liberia. This president don't care about the people of District 17.
So let me ask you now. The road that you have in District number 17 there from Banjer to go to what is it? The checkpoint, the old checkpoint. Is it not part of District number 17? Or because you don't have electricity, so District 17 has been abandoned? There is no road construction in District number 17?
My sister, excuse me, please. Thank you. The road construction you talk about in District 17, that was initiated by the previous government. And if you
hold on. The government, the past government constructed the road in District number 17, or they initiated it, but they didn't do the road. Who did the road is what I want to know. Who constructed the road?
I'm being precise.
I said previously that the past government initiated the rule.
So who constructed the road?
This government came and inherited that rule.
What do you hold on, don't rush. I'm giving you time because I know what you're talking about. So if you say the government came and rushed, what do you mean? Who put black and cement and everything on that road? Is it the past government?
So that's what I'm saying.
Me no. Who put shovel down? Who put blacks? Who put cement? Whatever the people use to fix the road. Who did that? Was it the past government or this government?
It's this government, but that was
okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for your. Thank you.
We don't have foreign education.
Thank you. When you come to the radio and you just try to preach falsehood, then for me it aggravates my annoyance. Because if people don't know and you say it, then people assume that what you're saying is the truth. And you're not telling the truth. What you call initiated the road when they didn't put anything down there. Hello.
Good evening. We're hearing ourselves. Hello.
Let's move away from the radio.
I think it's bad. It's very bad.
The person is not ready.
Good evening. Good evening. Hello. Let's leave that person. Hello. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening.
What's your name and where you call from, sir?
Yeah, I'm Pascal Chiefly calling from Looking Down.
Go ahead, sir.
Look, my sister and my brother in studio there. Look, in the country here, the ungrateful people, they are in minority. Because when they connect this, that go into the 17, and all of them saying that the people government, so all the bad road that the people government, what they get to the people government, when the president says they road and then they come out and say that the people government, so in that place, suffering that place, no road, 12 years. President go there and say the people government. That is grateful to keep them out here. Thank you.
That's funny.
Yeah, but you never want to. Good evening. What's your name and where you come from, sir?
Yeah, this is the answer about this Monserrato country, the chairman for we are one round victory.
Go ahead, Mr. Chairman. You listen to the official spokesperson.
First of all, let me congratulate my brother Kanio Bai Gbala and my brother Fofana. My brother is still there. Let me say this. First of all, we will not be re-elected online. We will not be re-elected on deception. Look, the reason we formed the group, we are one round victory because we listen to everybody saying the same thing. They grew up on it just in 2 months ago. But just few of us who love and support the president. And today we are established in part of this country. But I can assure you what we need from our leaders, we are one round victory. What we need is to help us to get in the various projects because there are so many lives going on there. I was in Bone, Nima, Pastor, and Riverfest, and no one going on there. We need to put our feet down to debunk these lies because the lies too much for us and we have no work. And let me say to the chairman, this is my number 080-088-2187. The spokesman that you call me, that will hand you out because tomorrow by the grace of God I will be on your special show on Jara show tomorrow. So thank you and thank you your brother in studio. God bless all.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is from Ghana.
Go ahead from Rehopped.
When you say Kanio Bai Gbala, I listen to him. And I see your callers who calling on the show. You know the reason that they're come about that President William has made himself. For the short time he has worked for the Liberian people. You don't compare to when I said 4 years. And the kind of money that they receive is that they government going to receive that money. That's because our government is corrupt. We agree that they say we are corrupt, right? So those that you claim that you're not corrupt, the way of the man is corrupt. There is no land already to go and go. So I don't know what when they're flagging the issue, you have to do something all around, no one about it. You think you are flashing internet on your television, flashing internet on the TV. You think you can show.
Thank you very much, my dear sister. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you come from?
Good evening. How are you?
Sir, are you
Is
listening?
this busy?
Yes, this is EOBC.
Okay. I just want to say very big thank you.
Your name, sir?
Sir, can you please lower the volume of the radio behind you? We're hearing ourselves.
Augustus Joe.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Council, for this liberation. In Liberia, people can base their feelings on things, and I think we have to do away with those things. But like the previous caller said, I live on the Rabba Sea Highway. I can tell you for free, my dear brother, and I want you to take this. The presence of CDC must be felt here in the Dwazan community as far as all the way to Marshall and other places. You need to do that. There are places that are now on the main road. Okay? They are within the lives that the people are carrying out there. Too much. And so I want to suggest that, like the previous caller said, you have to debunk a lot of lies, because it's not easy. You have to treat it all over the place.
Okay.
So again, I would like to call on you, get on your feet and go out there.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
Oh, we're doing good, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
Good evening, sir, how are you?
Good evening. What's your name and where do you call from?
I'm from Fender.
Can you shift a little bit? You're coming in distorted.
Calling from Fender.
Go ahead from Fendel.
Yeah, you getting me?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Now we'll play air calling, so you inside the room. If you inside the room, get outside now.
You hearing yourself in the back.
Okay, I think we'll have to leave you at that.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
This is Paul Sosa and I call from Vocal Mission.
Go ahead from Vocal Mission. You listen to the official spokesperson.
Yeah, I think the official spokesperson said it all, Councilor Bai Gbala, and he said it all. This is the personal weird job that he did in less than 4 years. They are accountable in the English. There's a topic that they call counts of nouns, money counts of nouns. We have math now, we have count nouns. And the math now is a noun that you cannot count and finish. That's the same thing about personal. We have all the voting and doing, so we're checking on will not move from here. And then the opposition party, Women Blacker. You see, the people they are greedy and still they don't even care for their own health. They know that they don't well, but still because of greediness, they lie to the labyrinth. Hello?
You data? It means
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Because of greediness, they don't want to get small children that just coming up. They don't want to give them chance. They say you can still make it. Could you imagine where come up all the people that they don't name, they came from the same country. Some of us gave me a bag that, oh, my papa, the thing that you're supposed to do the time you are younger, you know, do
thank you, yes.
Thank you, Good evening.
Yes.
This is EOBC. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Your background is too annoying. Good evening.
If you call on the radio here and you don't lower the volume of your radio, you come in very distorted and you create problems for our ears.
Exactly. Good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you come from?
I'm Julian People.
Go ahead on Pipeline. You listen to the official spokesperson for the CDC.
Yeah, want to say thank you for you guys hosting the official spokesperson of CDC. But I want to tell them that they should not be so complacent in a way that they will say Joy we have done a lot of things that they sit down and begin to fool Joy we are. But when you come in the community, the reality are different. If they just sit down and feel that to the party headquarters, everything will be done better than it will be lying. Because for us, for me, I'm a seditious, but some action that a member of the response defense team, but what the committee is doing to us, we as a people defender, is that word they cannot mention anywhere our needs that we have been calling and from talk show to talk show. Every today when you
have a family problem, you go to your headquarters and discuss it.
Hello.
But you say you purpose defender, you've been calling, you've been listening, they're not paying attention to you.
Hello. Please listen, let me tell you, man. Hello?
You got 20 seconds to lend your thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Bai Gbala, you hear me, please. If you want CDC to win, please reactivate all of the exoneration so that we can win the community and campaign. And be humility, I will delete something. If not, CDC, you will enjoy the money. We are not enjoying it. But if you can't do that, you'll be the loser. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good evening, and what's your name? We confirm. Good evening.
I'm Jay Black speaking. We don't call for the Mountain before we see the headquarters, Conoway District, Granjida County.
Granjida County, all the way from Granjida. Go ahead. You listen to Kanio Bai Gbala.
Yeah. I want us the council of Bai to know that in the world, you don't have anybody to carry on or the election to can't put leadership to power. So what we did as a some other people in the law to government and the president have just put PVR headquarters. And said a chairman, and we get a chairman, we get other people power. So now we don't know how to get to you because we don't see nobody from the headquarters, for the country chairman to come and put leadership of power. So we got the and the president do work for us and something for a re-election. We do our own here. So I want to give my personal number so that because of Barbara to call me.
Qual number?
080 45 07
07 06. All right.
Williams.
Okay. We'll take two more calls and then we come back to Councillor Bai Gbala to respond because there are some issues he has to respond to. Okay, that person is off the line. We'll take one more caller and then we come back to Councillor Bai Gbala to respond to some of your concerns that you have this evening. An open conversation. I'm still waiting for that last caller. And then we go to Councillor Bai Gbala. Okay, since we don't have a caller on the line.
Yeah, so
let's come back to you,
back to the
Councillor Bai Gbala. You listened to the callers, right? You heard them, right?
You heard their concerns.
Very well.
Okay. So there are three different kinds of callers tonight. If I was listening correctly, there are one group of people who called and are saying that you're not reaching out to the people in the faraway communities. Oh no, don't call this line. I'm not taking anybody from this line. If I took anybody from the line, then I will be distorting the call with Councillor Bai Gbala. So we're using only the phone. And another group of people who called from the Unity Party, and somebody you saw me, clashing with, who says that district number 17 has not benefited anything. And the other Unity Party guy said, you can say that you're in a competition you're in no competition, and then you go into a competition, and then the people who support the Coalition for Democratic Change. So you have to respond to specifically your people who are wanting to get out there and not getting the support, and also those who are calling from the opposition and saying what you're saying is not true.
Well, thank you. Can you hear me very well?
Yeah, play.
So I'd like to start with my people, our people, who want to get out there, but there are questions of support. My advice is we have a campaign headquarters. And since we opened this campaign headquarters opposite the YWCA, where we used to have the People Liberation Party head offices, this place has been swamped by people coming here to seek to register auxiliaries, to get supplies, to get flyers, and to prepare for the election efforts. So I'm going to urge all those who cite resource constraints to come to the campaign headquarters and engage with the relevant responsible persons. There are people here who can respond to you in regards to the issues you need. So come here, it's open, it's your own headquarters. So come and be a part of what is happening and find information about that. The second one about those claiming
what about those in the county? Somebody called from Grange there, where you come from.
Yes, because we also have regional responsibility holders. And these people, as you know, campaign has only just opened. Some of them have they departed and they did some preliminary arrangements. I know, for example, that a comrade of mine was in Grange doing some preliminary engagements as we speak. But yes, so what I'm trying to say is the campaign is off the road, but there are going to be a few birth pains as we get things on course totally. And so we're moving, and there are responsible persons. Comrade Tutu Swen oversees that region. He has direct responsibility for Grange, for River G, and for Maryland County. And he will be making contact with all of those there. Okay. So let them rest assured that they will be a part of everything that happens during these campaigns. Beyond that, I think the question from the others was, why am I saying there aren't competitors? If you follow what I said earlier, I said insofar as the president's development CV is concerned, he has no competitors. And I stand by that. If anybody wants to ask me to eat my words, then let them provide a record of the competitors. Let's compare them. But if they can't provide anything that's comparable, then I'm indeed that the president has no competitors, and I'm not going to take that back. The president does have no competitors. So the person who talks about the fact that certain districts are benefited nothing, how can we even say that? I find that very hard to believe. I mean, I think it's not possible. Even if we just took the payment of waxy fees, you cannot tell me that there isn't a high school in District 17 that has students over the last 6 years who went to take WAEC or waxy, as we call it nowadays, and their fees were not paid. You cannot tell me that. Is there no high school in your community or high schools there? And if they are in it, it's clear that they are benefited from this president policy. So you can say District 17 have never benefited. What about the University of Liberia? Are you saying no one there goes to the University of Liberia in Montserrat County? I find it so difficult to believe that. And that's just on the question of education. If we start to delve into other areas, we will find a multiplicity of other areas.
He said the road that was constructed in District number 17 was initiated by the Unity Party. So even though
they are good at initiation, they are very good at initiation and blueprints. They are the masters of blueprintism. Everything that has ever been accomplished in Liberia, they had a blueprint. But what they never had was the foresight and the energy and the commitment and conviction to ensure that they achieve it. That's the difference between them and President Weah. President Weah is a doer. He's not a talker. These guys are a lot of talkers and planners, but they don't do anything. And that's what we maintain. There's no competition. Because if there were a competition, they would be itemizing what they have achieved. But sadly, there's nothing they have to itemize. We have a long list of things to itemize, and they have nothing to show. So no one can tell me that district number 17 has not benefited anything from this government. It is unthinkable. It's not the case, and it should not lie to the Liberian people, because there are many things that have benefited the Liberian people in district number 17 as a consequence of President Weah being president. I'll end on this note because I believe I've addressed all of the concerns that were brought, right? Tetee?
Yeah, to my knowledge, yeah.
I'll end on this note. I'll end on a very upbeat note and a very excited note and solemn note. Like President Weah said when we were at church at the Eternal Life Ministries on yesterday, he said he is charged. He said he is ready to campaign. And he said that Seditians, Weahians, Manatians, we are people of peace. That our records will do the talking. That what he has achieved over the last 5 years will do the talking. We are going to point out our tangibles. We are not going to fight. We are not going to go in the gutter with anybody to start cussing and lying like they always did when they lied that 16 billion got missing and no 16 billion were ever missing. And they made this president to spend Liberian people money to go and bring foreigners just to come and check, only to find that no 16 billion got missing. And they were just so losers and liars who wanted to turn the people against the president. So look, we are upbeat and we are ready to campaign. Our record is enviable. No one has the record that the president has. No one even comes close. And that's what I mean, that there's no competition. And because there's no competition, we're going to run an issues-based campaign. A campaign solely based on what the president has achieved in terms of maintaining peace in our country, even though the UN left the first year he became president, not even a few months, they left this country with the president. This president has run this country with the ordinary Liberians within the security sector, and we have peace today with no foreign actors here providing for our peace. That is a major success that nobody wants to credit this president for, but we'll make it very clear to the Liberian people. They demonstrated in this country over and over, thinking that it would provoke this president to start to arrest people, put them in jail, and do all manner and sorts of things. He didn't cut out. Now that he fall to their schemes, he maintained that he will be a man of peace. And so we have no political prisoners. Yeah, the press is free. No one can criticize this government publicly and privately. We don't care, meaning that it's not if we take criticism, but we're not going to come after you simply because you criticize. We'll let you be.
Okay.
That's part of the key act. And the many other things make in decriminalizing speech before they used to arrest people for cussing them. That was talking a lot of things. I remember when he made that statement, they arrested him and threw him into jail. There was people like us, the Mali Coalition for Democratic Change and President Weah, who stood up and said, look, you're already a man for criticizing government. That's why under this government, no one who criticizes the president will go to jail. The PM will get made or will be killed. That is the legacy of this president. And we're going to campaign on our record. Our record is so important, is so unmatchable, that when we present it to the Liberian people, know that there's no other record that can come close to it.
Okay.
Tetee, I know you at a point where you're like, oh, Kanio, you're talking too much. It's about time that we go home. I know that's how you feel, but there's just so much to talk about what the president has done. And it's always my absolute pleasure to join you guys and to emphasize what is about to come to this country after the re-election of the president. And I think I can consider these as my parting comments.
Tough talking spokesperson of the Coalition for Democratic Change, Councillor Kanio Bai Gbala. And where's the movement? The WIM. We Are Intellectual Movement chief propagandist has a big job now to talk about what the CDC campaign is all about. Thank you so much. I know you're ready to answer that question. Thank you so much. It was nice interacting with you.
Just stimulate Kanio. Don't do that.
We are alive and well. And as you know, the movement is at the base of everything we do. Absolutely everything we do. And you know this.
Thank you, Councillor.
Even as we arranged this program, you knew that the movement was at the back end of this program.
I know.
Thank you.
So you know the movement carries us along.
Thank you, Councillor Bai Gbala. It was nice talking to you, and I know we will have more of these interactions as we go into these 2 months before the elections. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Okay. Councillor Bai Gbala, their official spokesperson of the Coalition for Democratic Change campaign. Who do we have tomorrow?
Yes, so tomorrow is a fantastic conversation. Yes, a very great conversation. You know,
promises to be fantastic.
Yes, promises. Well, what makes it promises to be fantastic is that the district that we're going to be talking about is a district, you know, that has this, you know, attachment, this George Weah attachment, you know, when
what
it comes.
That supposed to mean? George
That's supposed to mean the people see themselves, right? George Weah grew up in that place. You know, he is like a son of the soil in that place. So if you're discussing that particular area,
when you're talking that one, then the people of district number 14 would be saying something different.
No.
Just tell us, who are those we are having?
So we are having Bishop P. Manasseh Konto and J. Franklin Sacco. They're going to be talking about district number 16. So
they are contesting in district number 16, right?
Yes.
On what ticket?
So Bishop P. Manasseh Konto is contesting on the Unity Party's ticket.
He has been contesting for how long now?
This will be his third term, to contest. And Franklin this is his first term to contest.
What party ticket is he contesting?
So Frank is contesting as an independent candidate.
Okay.
And Bishop Konto is contesting on the Unity Party's ticket.
Okay.
Yes, so these two people are set up to appear tomorrow to discuss more developments about District 16.
Okay, so there you have it. District number 17. We'll have some of your
did you say
16? Sorry. This guy got me, you know, because he was talking about District 17 and saying there is nothing.
Oh, no road, nothing there.
He said nothing. He didn't talk about road. He just said nothing when I, you know, brought him back. Sometimes you say certain things on the radio. The people who you're talking to, they're Liberians. We're also part of this place, so we know our places around here. So when you talk about certain district and you say nothing is happening there, and we know something is happening there, then we'll bring you to book. That is not a fair thing to just call on the radio and lie. But back to our topic, where we'll be talking to aspirants from district number 16. So tomorrow is your night, district number 16. I know Bishop Konto, now I'm hearing this is his third time he's contesting for the representative position of that district. There are other people who are contesting in that district. We will come back to other districts.
Like the likes of
we'll come back to other districts. Wednesday will be in district number 3, and Thursday will be
in district number 12.
12. All the women contesting
yes.
in that district will be our guests at this right here on Open Conversation. So let's keep it civil and open, and we continue to talk. The people who want to represent you, we give them an opportunity to tell you why you should make them your lawmakers. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you when we talk to you tomorrow, God willing, at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, yes. So District 16, get ready for us tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Good night.
From the east to the west. Oh, yeah.